Hi there, my name is Andrew Adams from Parker Adams Boat Sales. I'm here on a stunning September evening down on the Hamble River. I'm actually at Mercury Yacht Harbour this evening, and behind me I have X Factor. Now this is an Axopar 28 cabin that I know very, very well. It's a 2015 model. In fact, I owned this boat for about 9 months, buying her in about August last year through till about May this year. And it's a really, really special boat. And in fact, it's the boat that really made me fall in love with Axopars. The owner of this boat's decided to move up to something a little larger, and he's asked us to resell it for him. So it's a real privilege to be back here with X Factor. And what I want to do today is give you a walkthrough tour of the boat, show you all of the different things that Axopars have got, but also I want to point out some of the differences between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. So this is a Mark 1 model, and there's a few subtle differences between this and the Mark 2. And in many ways, I think actually that the Mark 1 has got a lot to offer. And in fact, I think that some of the things that the Mark 1 has are actually slightly better than the Mark 2. So I'll be really looking forward to showing you around this boat. I'll start off at the bow, work my way all the way through into the cockpit area, down into the cabin, and show you the boat. So let me grab the camera, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be the one holding the camera today. So because of the size of the boat, I think it's probably easiest if I just hold the camera, start at the bow, and work my way across. So the first thing to mention is that these boats are fitted with LED navigation lights. Now these lights are very, very bright. They're nicely nestled just at the bow there. This particular boat doesn't have an electric anchor windlass, but it's all manual, and it's stored in that locker there together with a gas bottle, because this boat does have cooking facilities. So I will show you that as we step aboard. The boat is presented in really beautiful condition. In fact, I had this boat ceramic coated. South Coast Yacht Care looked after this boat for me. They did a 3-stage polish on it and then provided a ceramic protection to it. Now the boat hasn't been polished since February this year, but you can see there is still a really, really nice shine on the boat, and the ceramic coating is keeping the boat in really, really tip-top order. So let's step on board the boat and start off at the bow. So first thing to mention, if you want to get access to the anchor locker, you have a hatch here. You just open that up and this hinges open, and then inside there you can see the anchor locker. It's got a hose in there to wash her down with as well, padded anchor locker, and a very, very lightweight aluminium anchor. So that was something that was really, really easy to get the boat anchored up when we used to use her. I'll pop that back down. And also inside there, I didn't show it because it's not actually fitted at the moment, but there's also a gas bottle in there for the cooking facilities. The storage in around all of these lockers, so if you lift up here, you can see there's a diesel tank there for a heating system, and then there's lots of cleaning products, there's a toolkit in there, and then just in the front there's another section in here with more space and storage in there. So lots and lots of locker space available on these boats. Now there's 2 configurations that the Axopar can be used in the bow. There's a table which fits onto those 2 brackets there. That table then comes up to about this height, but you also have shorter table legs which bring the table down to that height, and then there's a sun pad cushion which fills in this whole area, and it's really, really nice. This area here I used last year when we went to the Bournemouth Air Show. My family sat up here, we had a picnic with the boys, and it was a really, really nice place to be. One thing that is quite noticeable on the Axopar Mark 1 is that you've got these larger guardrails. Now I actually really like these. I think they look really solid, really chunky, and they give a nice option for forward boarding as well. You might notice that throughout the boat there's LED courtesy lights. You can see these little dot lights throughout the boat. And then while I'm looking down here, I also fitted Fusion flush mount speakers to the boat. So they had a brilliant Fusion sound system, or has a brilliant Fusion sound system. It's powered by the Black Box 100, which then goes through to a little controller, and then it's interfaced in with the Garmin plotter, and you can also have the system controlled on your phone or your iPad as well. You can see the flooring is all set to a synthetic teak, and it's all presented in very nice condition. Now, for those of you that don't know the Axopar, you might think inside here is a little cupboard, but in fact it's actually the heads. So just down in there you have the heads. That toilet was replaced this year. That was all brand new. It goes into a holding tank, then out into a macerator pump. You can pump out, or you can discharge out at sea as well. Behind that mirror is access to all the electronics, and then just under this panel here, this panel is actually for the fridge, so that's not normally there. Just under this panel there, you've got a sink, so that's got fresh cold running water in the sink there, and then there's a couple of hooks up there so you can put towels or life jackets or anything like that. I'll just close that back up again. One of the things that people love about the Axopar is the access to walk through. You've got really, really nice side access here. You can see walking along. If you come out of the cabin, you've got a cleat, just really nice and easy for midship storage, midship mooring. Not sure where storage came from there. And then as we come into the cabin space, this is what really makes the Axopar such a brilliant boat. The Axopar was one of the first sort of pilot house type boats that really captured the public imagination in terms of something that's just, it almost feels like a 4x4 here. You feel like you're in a high quality SUV. Let's start on the dash and work my way through. So this boat is fitted with a Bowthruster, so it's got a side power Bowthruster. You've got this brilliant trim tab system on the Axopars where it's joystick controlled, and really simply, if you want to bring the bow down, you just lift the joystick up. You want to bring the bow down, bring the tabs down, and then left and right the tabs actually oscillate, so they're an electronic trim tab. It's much faster than the old oil-based systems. Mercury Verado 300 powers this boat. You've got the lovely fly-by-wire system, and then you have here a really nice addition that I put on, which is a wireless charging point. This was provided by SMG Europe, and it's a Scanstrut system that you just pop into there and then automatically charges the phone. The steering itself, it's all power steering on this boat, and you've got a little lever under here which lifts the steering wheel up and down so you can get the perfect position. You've got your Vessel View 4 control here, a Garmin VHF, your fusion control, and a really nice system that we installed here is an auto-term heating system. Now the auto-term is a brilliant alternative to Webasto or Eberspacher, massively powerful unit on this boat, and the best thing about it is that you can actually download an app and you can send a message to the boat, which means before you get to the boat the heating turns on. So you went in the middle of the winter, when you get to the boat you can arrive and it's already 22-23 degrees. In terms of the cockpit space, it's really nice and uncluttered. Something that the Mark 1 Axopar has and the Mark 2 doesn't, and I think it's such a shame the Mark 2 didn't continue this, is this cutout here for an iPad. So there's a slot at the top and you slide an iPad in, there's a charger at the bottom, and I think that's brilliant because on there you can have your apps on it, you can have Navionics alongside your chart plotter. I think it just gave a real versatility having a tablet or an iPad space there. I was really sad when they discontinued that into the Mark 2. You've got a big Garmin GPS plotter on this boat, and you've got a compass behind. On the Garmin system, that's all interfaced with the Fusion radio, so you can control all of the sound system directly from the chart plotter as well. The cabin flooring is all set to this lovely walnut wood, and you've got a little tidy here where you can keep sun creams in there, bits and bobs, and that's an Axopar tidy. That just sits nicely in there. So wooden flooring, but you've also got overcarpets on this particular boat. Sorry, my microphone space is just pulled off, so I'll put that back in my pocket. You've got wooden flooring, as I mentioned, and you've got overcarpets on this boat as well. If we move into the back area, you can see you've got seating here for, well, it's comfortably 3 people. You can get 4 in here, but it's a little bit tight, but comfortably 3. And then as we lift up the seats, you'll notice that there's actually a fridge in here. So you've got a fridge under there, which keeps everything really nice and cool. And if you lift this one up and open up this hatch here, you've actually got a little hob. So there's a little gas burner there, so you can have cups of tea, coffee, make up perhaps a cup of pasta or something, and then you've got a fresh cold running water tap there as well. I love this on the Axopars, it's really versatile, and the Mark II, my Mark II doesn't actually have one of these, and I think it's a really nice, useful addition. I'll just pop that back down again. And that's that. Now, of course, the Axopar 28 cabin, by the name would suggest, it has a cabin. And so you've actually got a double berth, which is underneath here. Now, in order to access that double berth, take that cushion off. That's Velcroed on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and hold the camera in such a way. I've not done this one-handed before. Hopefully it's going to work. If I pull the seat forward and then just hinge it up, and then what you do is you just pop these hinges. You can just see there's one pop stud onto there, and another popper just onto there. So you've got 2 pops, and then you've got another one in here. I'll just clip that onto that space. Sorry for showing you the cover there. Pop that onto there, and then here you have the cabin. So it's a really good sized double berth. There's another carpet piece that fits into there as well. It's a double cabin in here. You've got LED lighting on here as well. Now the battery's actually just been taken off to charge this boat, so I don't have lighting on here at the moment, and that'll be back on tomorrow. But you can see it's actually quite a nice way of doing it. When that lifts up, you've just got easy access into here. Another thing I really like on the Mark 1 is that the switch panel where you turn on and off your batteries is just here. So what that means is that when you're on board the boat, you can just reach under there and quickly switch them off. On the Mark 2, the switch panel is right the way down there, and you have to crawl under. I think it's a shame that they moved that. It's certainly easier on the Mark 1 than the Mark 2. Of course, you've got access to go out both sides of the door, so you've got the left-hand side and also the right-hand side. And the reason I'm going to come out now and just step out and look back into the boat is because I'm not going to set it up today, but what I'll do is I'll just show you a photograph here. What we've got is the boat here set up as a large double bed on the top. So the Axopar 28 cabin can actually have two doubles, a double here at the top and then the double at the bottom. The other thing that you can do is you can slide the seat forward on the left-hand side, so on the right-hand side, and just create a single there. So overnight you can have perhaps mum and dad down there and then a single child at the top, or of course you could have two children up on this large area, or even two friends. So it's very, very versatile accommodation on the Axopar 28. As we move to the back, you can see the wide side decks extend all the way to the back. You've got this synthetic teak that goes right the way to the stern, a couple of fishing rod holders on the back, and then this beautiful Mercury L6 supercharged 300 horsepower engine. Now the cabin, you can see at the back, you've got this Silvertex champagne coloured upholstery, and you can also access that rear cabin by just lifting up that area there. And you've got a really good versatile space there, and that there is the sun pad cushion, so that's what creates the area at the front into a sun pad area. Just close that down. The rear lockers, you've got space in here to put a couple of fenders, put your ropes, and then I got Elite Teak to put a couple of Wasserdesk panels on here. So this is a soft PVA foam, and then I had Axopar inscribed onto there, which makes a really nice effect, and I put that onto both sides. The boat was also fitted with a Garmin Radar. That was really, really useful. We took this boat down to Dartmouth last year. We did Dartmouth and back in a day on this boat, and when we left it was pitch black, so we're doing a lot of navigation with the radar, and that was really, really useful. So that was all fitted new just last year. So I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough tour. This Axopar 28 is a really, really lovely example. I think it's one of the nicest Mark 1s around. The ceramic coating, the radar, all of the extras the boat has got makes it a really special boat. And of course, it means a lot to me as well, because it used to be mine. So I hope you've enjoyed it. The Axopar 28 cabin, available from Parker Adams Boat Sales. Please do give us a call. Remember, of course, to like and subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks as always for watching.